Hey guys, this is here with another vlog review, part of the 100 movie oath, and today we're going to talk about Psycho, the original from 1960. I guess I should start why I decided to watch Psycho. One, never seen it before, and two, I recently picked up this 3-pack of Psycho 2, 3, and 4. So I figured before I watch these, I should probably watch the original, and I figured to give my thoughts on it for the 100 movie oath. So, Psycho. Well, it's one of the early slasher movies. It's a Hitchcock classic, and it's okay. I know that might shock a lot of people that I just say it's okay, because it's like a classic, and Hitchcock's like a big director. Honestly, my reasons for saying that is because I was expecting something a little more, I guess. And part of the movie is like, you know, it's like over 50 years old at this point. So, I mean, I'm giving it a little bit of leeway. But, the main thing I want to talk about is, how the movie works. So, like most slasher movies, it ends up in an isolated area. But first, let's start talking about the characters. So there's the girl at the start who, you know, she's not mixed up in sex or drugs. Well, sex is implied, but drugs or anything like that. But she's actually kind of a thief. She steals this money from her boss and just decides, I'm going to take the money and run. In the 60s, I guess $40,000 was a lot of money, but it still is a lot of money now, but I mean, you know what I mean. So she does, and then she has to stay the night at the Bates Motel. The Bates Motel is kind of off the highway. Not a lot of people go there. And she was been the first guest in like a long time. And then she meets this guy, Norman Bates, who is the owner of the motel, and kind of gives his backstory and her backstory to him. And she just ultimately decides the right thing to do is to go back to where she's from, Arizona, and give the money back. Hopefully clear her name, but that doesn't happen. What I want to talk about is it takes really long to get to the iconic, like the first kill, the iconic shower scene kill. The movie sort of drags kind of after that. What this thing, I mean, years ago when this was new, probably felt really cool to build the suspense that way. A lot of slasher movies these days, and even some of the classics like Friday the 13th or Halloween. Halloween takes a long time to set up the mood too, but I feel like that's almost too long. I like Friday the 13th where they give it like maybe half an hour to 40 minutes or whatever to set it up. Psycho makes it feels a long time until it gets to the first kill, until we get to Norman Bates, so we get to the stuff that we know. There's also no the big thing difference with Friday the 13th is there are kills early on. We just don't know the main characters as well. So there's nothing here where there's a kill early on. I like the Norman Bates character, how he's portrayed. He's kind of like a psychotic schizophrenic, and I mean his tragedy of how he killed his mother and he sort of becomes his mother. And just all the... First of all, for a horror villain, he cleans up really well. Like, I mean, really well. So, I mean, even puts the cars in the people's cars in the swamp. Like, it's really quite genius, but eventually he does get caught. I'm trying not to spoil too much of the movie. I know it's like 50 years old, but I'm trying not to spoil it. But I'm just going to get right to the point. I thought it was okay. It's not as good as some of the sequels. I know that's kind of sacrilege for me to say that, but I haven't seen all of these movies yet, so don't fret. I will be covering these ones as well. But as of this recording, I've seen the second one. I thought the second one was much better, but I'll get into that when I review that movie. I understand it's a classic and whatnot, but I want to try and be critical too. I don't want to say it hasn't aged well. It's just it takes a long time to get going. And I remember saying to myself when I was done, I was like, so that was a movie. So, yeah, I know I'm shitting on, Alfred Hitchcock, one of the great directors out there, by saying this, but I didn't think it was when comparing it to other firsts in the slasher genre, and most of the slasher genre movies came out in the 80s, I think Friday the 13th, the first Friday the 13th did it better. And, I mean, it's hard because I don't want to say it's bad because I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's as good as a lot of things later. But I mean, it's one of the first, not the first, one of the first slasher movies. And so it was kind of not too worried about making a high body count. It's more concerned with atmosphere. And it does atmosphere very well. It just feels it takes too long. This movie could have like a half hour at least cut out of it, in my opinion. But I still recommend seeing the first Psycho. It's a horror classic. Lots of great camera work. The cinematography is fantastic, I gotta say, on this movie. And if you like Hitchcock's work, you'll probably like this. But yeah, I recommend Psycho, and it's okay. But anyways, sorry for this confusing, rambly review, but thanks for watching it, and I will see you next time. And I promise I won't say anything sacrilegious about Alfred Hitchcock ever again. Well, we'll see.